尊敬的各位领导、女士们、先生们、朋友们，大家上午好。I have to say, when I hear the music come up, it sounds like I'm at an award ceremony in Hollywood, so you'll be disappointed now with the speech, I guess. First of all, thank you for inviting me to the VDA Sino-German Forum, and appreciate VDA for hosting this forum during WNEVC. And I hope I am qualified because I'm neither Sino nor German, I'm British. But I have worked for a German company for 35 years, and I've lived in China for more than 10 years, so hopefully I'm qualified. It's a great gathering of business representatives, industry experts, and government leaders to exchange ideas and discuss automotive industry developments, and in particular promote those Sino-German corporations. Now, for 30 years, BMW has been deeply rooted in China, benefiting from the free trade and China's opening up policy. And our successful development in China is closely intertwined with this country's incredible economic progress and social development over the past 3 decades. We started from a regional representative office in Beijing back in '94 with just 12 colleagues. And now we have more than 30,000 associates in China with 2 joint ventures, with 4 R&D centers, 4 regional offices, and more than 600 sales network points. But I'd like to share today a little bit on BMW's efforts in enhancing collaboration with local partners and our views on how we can work better together with partners and policymakers to foster a long-term partnership and a sustainable growth. Firstly, in BMW, we grow with our suppliers. We build long-standing and win-win partnerships. And looking back at the history of BMW's supply chain development in China, when we established our joint venture 20 years ago, we brought many European suppliers and asked them to invest and build factories right here in China. But during the second stage, we began to cultivate the continuous growth and development of Chinese local suppliers by transferring our in-house knowledge and technology from Germany to China to enable a supply of local for global. But now, BMW supply chain development in China has entered its third stage. Yet many of our local supply networks have become BMW's global suppliers, not only to export parts overseas, but also starting to invest in factories outside of China to supply not only BMW, but of course other automakers from their factories around the world. And we've worked and grown in China together. Let's take one example, a primary partner, CATL, we heard from Robin Zung yesterday, for 12 years, when BMW Group became the first global automaker to use CATL's battery cells in our joint venture, BMW Brilliance. Now, BMW provided CATL with a lot of technical guidance in those early stages of cooperation. We sent engineers to be stationed at CATL, and those two sides worked closely together to achieve technical solutions. And after serving BMW for just 4 years, CATL already ranked 3rd in the world in terms of battery installed capacity in 2016. Of course, now we know it's grown into the leader in the world's power battery companies and has built a large battery production base in Germany. And I think that is a fantastic example of cooperation and how we can develop together. Another example outside of the NEV area is Yangfeng Interior. After years of collaboration, Yangfeng has realized their production goal in their 3 global regions, in Asia Pacific, in Europe, and North America. And their R&D capabilities has been greatly enhanced for new products across the world. Now, to speed up transition to electrification, we expanded our strategic partnership to a broader scope. In 2022, the BMW Group confirmed contracts in the 2-digit billion euro range for construction of battery cell factories with Chinese battery partner, CATL of course, but also EVE Energy, to ensure the supply of newly developed 6th generation lithium-ion cells. They're needed for our next generation of cars, the so-called Neue Klasse or 新时代, the BEVs that will come in 2026. And both partners will build 2 gigafactories in China and Europe. Each of those factories will have a total annual capacity of up to 20 gigawatt hours. And those battery cell factories will benefit economically from the creation of new supply chains, for new networks for contractors, and of course, new jobs. Secondly, our China R&D capacity is acting as a digital hub to serve the global market. As I mentioned, we have 4 R&D centers in China, the largest R&D hub outside of Germany, with sites in Beijing, Shenyang, Shanghai, and Nanjing. And we have more than 3,000 R&D and innovation associates. And let me give you an example of digitalization. China, as we all know, is at the forefront of digital technology. with an incredible talent pool and strong scientific research capabilities. And our joint venture, BMW Archermind, was officially registered in Nanjing back in 2021. So far, we have more than 600 engineers that we've employed over the last 3 years. And considering the original target was 200, it shows you the growth and the need within that digital area, and that, sure, will continue. The high quality and fast response has now become BMW's largest digital automotive software R&D center in Asia. So it relies, of course, BMW's capabilities and expertise in the vehicle integration, but we use Archermind Technologies' professional expertise in agile software development and response. So BA TechWorks, as it's known, will specialize in automotive software development, autonomous driving, mapping, navigation, etc. And it serves all of our global brands, BMW, Mini, and Rolls-Royce across the world. Thirdly, the case of cooperation on circular economy. We co-developed the initiative of high voltage battery lifecycle management system with Tsinghua University and a local partner, Huayo, as a showcase to BMW's global operations. We're stepping up our commitment to achieving climate neutrality and massively expanding the use of secondary material in closed recycling loops. So for the first time in China, BMW established a closed loop for the reuse of raw materials, nickel, lithium, cobalt, from those high voltage batteries that are no longer suitable for use in electric vehicles. And those batteries come from, at the moment, development vehicles, test systems, production waste. But of course, in the future, will benefit from the end-of-life vehicles. That's where most of it will come from. And I think, as Robin presented yesterday from CATL's point of view, by 2042, that would mean no new extraction of minerals. And I think that's an incredible target that we should all try and achieve. BMW's high-voltage battery lifecycle management system consists of 3 parts. There's a digital monitoring, there's closed-loop recycling, and battery reuse. And the updated new platform uses an algorithm developed in collaboration with Tsinghua University. But we partnered with Chinese recyclers, in this case in Huayo, to pioneer this closed-loop recycling model for power batteries in China. And it provides our customers with a hassle-free battery recycling system, which will be very beneficial in the years to come. BMW set up battery recycling outlets in line with the national standards, and more than 2/3, actually around 80% is already covered, and by the end of the year, hopefully, all of our dealers will be enabled. So essential materials such as nickel, cobalt, and lithium are extracted in very high proportions and returned to the BMW supply chain for the production of new batteries for locally produced BMW BEVs, and that's already taking place. In fact, in 2023, 1,000 tons of raw materials extracted and put into brand new cars, 2,400 electric vehicles built here in China using those secondary materials. This is anticipated to significantly reduce carbon emissions and mineral resource extraction, of course, which minimizes the overall carbon footprint through the entire life cycle of power batteries. By mid of 24, more than 2,000 tons of recycled materials were recovered and reused to produce new battery cells for domestically made cars. We're proud that this cooperation in China is the first success case across all BMW markets, and our practice and experience are shared, of course, to all of our BMW operations in other markets. Looking to the future, we expect an even closer Sino-German intergovernmental exchange, collaboration among industrial players towards a green transition. We can't do it alone, we have to do it together. And we've got to boost the two nations' automotive industry win-win growth. The first high-level dialogue on climate change and green transition was held during Vice-Chancellor Habeck's visit in June this year. The dialogue set tasks to cooperate on green transition, circular economy, energy efficiency, and established an MIIT BMWK Industrial Decarbonisation Working Group. BMW always strives for free trade, and the automotive industry has the most complex supply chain of all industries in the world. It's also now subjected to a wave of new regulatory requirements addressing disclosure and auditing obligations related to its carbon impact beyond just product emissions, so the whole carbon footprint. And multiple Chinese ministries and industry institutions are accelerating product carbon footprint efforts. They release standards, they're setting up pilot projects. We appreciate the intergovernmental dialogue for policy and regulation exchange and harmonization under the Sino-German cooperation umbrella. BMW is very happy to contribute our industry perspectives on such dialogue, to promote carbon footprint calculation, the method harmonization, and in particular to co-create an open source digital platform which allows the use of real actual data for carbon accounting and auditing. Distinguished guests, B&W Group strongly believes in the long-term perspective of the Chinese market. We will enhance our footprint for the benefit of all involved stakeholders, and our common goal is clear. It's about creating win-win partnerships for sustainable Sino-German automotive development, with strong support from central and local government, as well, of course, as our local partners. And we're convinced that we can overcome all of the current challenges and achieve our common success. I wish you all a successful and inspirational Congress. 谢谢大家。